Hello to everyone. So I finally got home. What I was doing is I was walking in the mall today and I couldn't stand it. But I forced myself to walk the entire hour because I know in the future I'm going to be very glad I did. But there are days it's like, oh, I cannot stand this walking. And I like to have never gotten home, so what I did is instead of walking from the mall over to the McDonald's and back, I was close to where I used to live, and I thought, well, it was a strange thing how I did those videos in the places I used to live. I go, well, there's two more over here. If I walk around a bit, I can get the other hour in. So I have some mint tea. This is the best one, really. Especially when it's really hot and you just brewed it. So I was at the Denny's by the apartment I used to live in, you know, the one where the nice guy let me in. And I walked down to the apartment to get some extra walking. That had to be 40 years ago that I lived there. And mostly I posted these for my son to see because someday I'll be dead and we'll download the videos. So I have a little cinnamon. And then, you know, I was over by the apartment where I used to live, the one when I first started the videos, and I was telling my son it was like a bad marriage. You didn't realize how incredibly bad it was until you got out of it for a while. So where I live now is much nicer. You know what's so nice about that balcony out there is I can leave my sliding glass door open 24 hours a day if I'm inclined to. So I have mint tea, I have honey, I have cinnamon, and I have lemon. And I get a nice breeze up here because I'm high. So that's really nice. So what did I make? Okay, I made a nice little salad. I bought the stuff at 99¢ only. And what is really, really nice is this apartment is right down the street from 99¢ only. It's like my pantry. I'm always driving down there. And the people are super nice. And so I buy a lot of stuff from them. Okay. Now. Be grateful to God. Oh, I wanted to kiss the ground when I got back here. Park in the shade. I started doing that because I was following Cheap RV Living, and you know, parking out in the blazing sun doesn't make any sense. Okay, this is the one I'm on right here. Enjoy life, rule 2. Every day, you know, you could drop dead, anything. I told you last year my son's best friend was murdered. Buy everything at the cheapest possible price. Number 4, God provides. That's true. Number 5, watch and pray, no accidents. I found God provided for me much better after years of backbreaking hard work. Remember I made mention that if I ever go back there, they're still there and I'm not? 6, if things look bleak, pray to God for help. I started doing this one. When praying for others, light a candle. 8, take advantage of all freebies. Okay, so what I did today, I parked at the thrift store by my old apartments, and I donated all my curbside stuff. And I was talking to the girl, and she told me they have a $10 a day at Colby's Swap Meet. I can't remember if it was Wednesday or Friday, and that's a much bigger swap meet and a much better swap meet, and it's only $10 on one day as opposed to $30. And I said to her, well, what do you sell? She goes, oh, I just sell junk. She goes, are you sure you don't want to keep this stuff? And I said, no, because, you know, I'm going to be getting rid of stuff. Okay, so I'm making a pork chop sandwich. And I've been wanting to make this for a while, and then, you know, I couldn't find a good cheap deal on pork chops, and, you know, I got to get a good deal on everything. So now this is going to be a really good lunch. But, of course, I don't want to pay much money for my lunch because I want to be cheap, because I want to conserve my money. Oh, yummy, yummy. Look at this pork chop I made. Okay, how I made this is good pork chop. I dipped my pork chop in egg, and then I toasted bread, and I ground the breadcrumbs in the blender, so I had some nice breadcrumbs. I put the breadcrumbs in a baggie, and I coated my egg saturated pork chop with breadcrumbs, and I put about half a teaspoon of garlic salt and a lot of black pepper, because it's going to taste really good with black pepper. And I got these pork chops marked down $1 from Aldi's. So, rule 2, enjoy life, of course. Okay, and then at 99 cents only, I bought these marked down. I had never tried these. I don't know if you guys have ever tried these. I can recommend these. I got them marked down for about 50 cents. I can't find what I did with the package. But I thought they would be like pretzels, but no, they're like little candies. These are good. Dollar Tree chocolate mint cookies. These will taste good with my mint tea. And I bought oatmeal cookies at Aldi's. And what I'm going to do is eat as many as I darn well please. Because even when I was torturing myself, I did my exercising. So now let me taste this pork. I can tell you this is going to be good. I think one of the most lovable things, okay, you guys know I have the lovable followers. One of the most lovable things I ever heard was one of the girls said she was working for the circus or the fair or something, and and she was a young girl, and one of her co-workers would make her 2 pork chop sandwiches, and he would keep them in his back pocket to keep them warm. And she accepted them too. That was smart. I mean, 2 of these you could survive. So you might be wondering, wow, how'd you get your pork chops so juicy and tender? Well, years of practice for one thing. I fried my pork chops dipped in egg and breadcrumbs in a little shortening on both sides carefully. And then I slipped them in the oven, and I just baked them until they got nice and soft. You know what is really, really good too? Pork chops and eggs. That's very delicious. Or pork chops with mashed potatoes and gravy is very delicious too. Okay, you guys, God bless you all and enjoy life.